So will y'all sing with me today? That did not sound enthusiastic. I said I just got off a plane. Will y'all sing with me today? How many of y'all woke up this morning with your mind stayed on freedom? Like our freedom, for those of us that aren't in bondage, only being impacted by systemic oppression in all the ways that it impacts us outside of cages, but we're also here to make sure our people get free. That our people aren't in cages. Our people aren't in places where they're not getting adequate food, and they're not getting adequate water, and they're being tormented and terrorized by the police state. We're not doing it, right? So if you woke up this morning with your mind stayed on freedom, I want you to sing with me. I woke up this morning with my mind, and it was stayed on freedom. I woke up this morning with my mind stayed on freedom. I woke up this morning with my mind, and it was stayed on freedom. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. We're walking and talking with our minds stayed on freedom. We're walking and talking our minds stayed on freedom. We're walking and talking with our minds stayed on freedom. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. And this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. And everywhere we go, we're gonna let it shine. Everywhere we go, we're gonna let it shine. Everywhere we go, we're gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. We woke up this morning with our minds stayed on freedom. We woke up this morning with our minds stayed on freedom. We woke up this morning with our minds, and they were stayed on freedom. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Give it up for yourselves. Thanks for being here, y'all.
All right, Mississippi. Thank you all so much for coming out. Thank all the hard workers for all the work that they put into this. We stand here today because we know that what's going on in the state prisons belong to us. Those are our state prisons. And so our government is accountable to us, and they must answer us, and we demand answers. And so we're here today. We thank you for coming out. My name is Danyelle Holmes, national organizer with the Poor People's Campaign and a part of the Mississippi Prison Reform Coalition. I have here my comrade, Leah Campbell, with the Mississippi Poor People's Campaign, and Justin McCreary with the Mississippi Poor People's Campaign, and both of them serve as coalition members of the Mississippi Prison Reform Coalition. So I thank all the organizations, all the people that came out today. It's a blessing. This is a beautiful sight to see. We know that this is not a sobering moment right now because of what's going on inside of our prisons. So we want to keep those incarcerated people uplifted and in our prayers. Amen. I'm going to bring Pastor Rhodes up. See Pastor Leah Campbell with spoken. Okay, we're going to bring Pastor C.J. Rhodes up from Pastor of Mount Ham Baptist Church.
Let us pray. God, we thank you for bringing us to this moment where you have used us in this time to express the need and the call for freedom. As your word declares by the prophet, we are to do justice, love mercy, walk humbly with our God. We've gathered here today across different traditions and different groups to raise our one voice, to declare that we will remember the prisoner, even as we ourselves are in chains. We ask that as a result of this and other gatherings, that justice will roll down like waters and righteousness like a mighty stream. We ask that this will be a kairos moment, a moment that will change Mississippi forever, change the conditions of our prisons, the criminal justice system forever, so that liberty and justice and freedom will be for all of your people, regardless of their color or their class. We ask this in your great and awesome name. Amen.
Good morning. So every time we come together as a collective people to fight for justice, we always want to take a moment to acknowledge and pay deep respect to the indigenous people and the elders and their ancestors that came before us. And we need to acknowledge that we are standing on stolen land, right? So we need to acknowledge and pay deep respect not only to the indigenous people, but also to the water and to the land that supports and sustains us. So I invite all of you to just take a moment to join me in a silent moment of respect and gratitude to indigenous people and the water and the land that sustains us. Let's take a moment. All right, thank you.
Next, we will have Mysonne Lennon, spoken word.
How y'all doing today? I said, how y'all doing today? So first of all, I'm angry that we got to come together like this, but I'm definitely proud to see that we came out here to answer this call. So what I want y'all to do before I start doing anything, if you over to your left, I want you to move into the middle. I want people to see this. Because you know the media try to lie and say it was 5 people out here. You know, they're trying to say it was only 5 people out here. They don't really want them jails closed. They don't support their brothers in the prisons. And we ain't going to let them lie on us today, are we? Our brothers are being humiliated, violated, eliminated, and exterminated. Because you are incarcerated does not mean you are not human. No human being is supposed to live like them brothers are living in Parchman. And they damn sure ain't supposed to die like they dying in Parchman. So that means that these elected officials are held accountable. They don't have the right to do nothing, right? They don't have the right to do nothing, right? So I'm going to open up with this spoken word. I sat and talked with a legend and I eagerly listened. He told me how he marched with Dr. King because he believed in his mission. He invested his money and his power to change our people's conditions, and all I could think as I heard this man speak with conviction is, I don't have the right to do nothing. You see, Harry Belafonte sacrificed for people like me. So if he decided to do nothing, then where would I be? You see, if he was just content with his celebrity status, there wouldn't be an Until Freedom or Black Lives Matter. So I don't have the right to do nothing because we stand on the shoulders of our elders. We got to continue their fight against this system that failed us. You see, Mr. B tells us, he drills in our mind, we got to carry this torch. You see, this is our crime. Injustice is a crime, but it's about execution. And those directly impacted must be the solution, so I don't have the right to do nothing. You see, revolution is a part of evolution. And our forefathers weren't given no restitution. They were given destitution and treatment that's inhumane. So if we ain't part of the solution, how the hell we go complain so I don't have the right to do nothing? I'm on a mission. I'm screaming until they listen. Dr. King died for freedom. I'm carrying on tradition. My people want justice. I'm carrying that petition. Police is out here killing us. We're going to need some more convictions. Peaceful and passive are not the same thing. Know the difference. You are not supposed to lay down and die with no resistance, so I don't have the right to do nothing. I don't have the right not to fight for my life. It's a gift from God. So with all of my might, I will protect my freedom, my family, my home. I know y'all gonna fight with me. Y'all ain't gonna leave me alone. So when my feet get weary and I get tired of kicking, I just think about them brothers that just died in that prison. And I say, I don't have the right to do nothing. God bless y'all. Now I'm gonna bring to the stage one of the organizers, the grassroots organizers, the lead organizers, the people from the city. We came here to uplift her. Make some noise for Miss Sharon, y'all.
I wrote a speech, but God just spoke to my soul. I want to thank those brothers, first of all, behind the walls that had the courage to let the world know of the injustices, to let the world know that they are beaten, broken, tired. The glory goes to them, because they are fighting against a system of slavery. Parchman was the only institution that survived the Civil War. We are here because of them. We are here because we're sick and tired of state-sanctioned murder. We are here to uplift the cries of our brothers as they cry out right now, as we speak. They have no water. They have no food. It is up to us to stand in the gap, to have the blood of our field-working grandmothers. We are not a people who are afraid. The camera's going to leave in about 2 hours. Everybody is going to go back home. So I ask you today, who will stand in the gap? Who will stand in this hour? Who will be the voice of the voiceless because they have been broken down and beaten and abused? They are murdering our babies, our husbands, our wives, our children. I refuse to inhale the lies that perpetuate gang violence. And let me just educate you on that for a minute. The Lord Stones and disciples walked with Martin Luther King. They were his security. But when you add corruption and greed and power to a situation, this is the result that you get. This is the result that you get when we remain silent. I will not be afraid if I have to walk alone. I'm going to walk for them brothers that's crying out. I will continue to fight. Monday, I'm going to be in the state capitol because I know they're killing us with the pen.
That's right.
It's time for us to awaken, y'all. It's time for us to awaken. We go down to Parchman, they won't let us in. I don't know how many times I done called to check on my friend. But that's okay because you're going to have your day.
That's right.
If y'all living in a district where y'all legislators not doing what they supposed to do, and half of them is not doing what they supposed to do because their pockets are being lined off of the backs of our brothers, y'all better stand up and take charge of the matter because it could be your mother.
That's right.
Shut it down. Shut it down. Shut it down. Now.
So the most important thing that we can do today is hear the voices of the most impacted, right? They have the stories to tell, not the people in the Capitol. The people that are feeling the pain have the stories to tell, and so that's what we're going to do today. First person I'd like to bring up to tell her story is Latrice Benette.
Hello. My name is Latrice Benette, and I experienced some things over the last couple of months. I lost a loved one that was killed in prison, Antonio Taylor. I also have two other relatives that is in prison right now in Parchman, getting mistreated. So I'm here to represent them and also the others that cannot speak for themselves. I thank God for allowing me to be here to speak up. I'm here to represent Antonio, Andre, and Shay. God bless. And I'm going to be here every time, every event, until something is done. No justice. No peace. Thank you.
No justice? No peace. No justice? No peace. No justice? No peace. All right, next we have Gladys and Jamie Scott.
No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! Do y'all know who we are? We the Scott sisters that did 16 years and 32 days. And we still fight for freedom! Freedom! Free my brothers in Parchman! On the way over here, I'm Jamie Scott. On the way over here, I seen a building, a side of a building, and it had Mayor Chuckway Lumumba, not little Chuckway that's here. I'm talking about the big one. And on the wall, he say, free any means necessary. Half of y'all stood, half of y'all, most of all y'all came out when me and my sister marched for us. And I want y'all to know, y'all don't know half of what goes on in prison if you ain't never been there. What the men is going through is inhuman. It's inhuman. I'm not saying that they should be, everybody don't do this, everybody don't do that, but inmates got rights. And if the state of Mississippi steady taking 3 steps back, what the hell we gonna do? What we gonna do? Because them men is somebody's brother, husband, father, and son. What we gonna do? We gonna shut it down. Shut it down. Then we got to, about any means necessary. Any means necessary. And we come here today, we hit the road last night getting here because we had to be here. Gladys and I have started our own organization, and it's called Sister of Hope Reentry Program. Anybody with a reentry program, if you ain't here, that's a shame because you're supposed to be here because we know what the man's going through.
We know what they suffering and going through. Ain't nobody should have to live like that. Because I know what we went through in there. And it wasn't for y'all marching. If it wasn't for folks in Africa, everywhere in the country marching for us, we'll still be in there. We'll still be in there. I'm grateful to God I got my kidney transplant in July. And I'm grateful. But y'all, this can't stop. I know celebrities got involved, whatever. I ain't studying the celebrities right now. Because we got to do this without the celebrities. We got to do it. This is our last. I'm tired of Mississippi taking one step forward and coming back with 3 steps backward. Where y'all stand there right now, some of my asses are bled right here. And we're going to sit around like, oh, it ain't my problem. Never say never. Because anything can happen. Y'all can end up in prison. Shut it down. It's not worth it. Shut it down. Shut it down. We have to. We have to shut it down. We're partnering with the People Advocate also because they go hard. Mr. Lumumba's daughter, Rukia Lumumba, she go harder than her daddy. We got to shut it down, y'all. It ain't no ifs, ands, and a but. Should nobody have to live like a dog? Nobody. But they steady getting money, steady taking y'all taxpayer money. Where is it going? Where is it going? I'm grateful for the state of Mississippi and all the people that came out for me. Don't get it twisted. But to let a person live in filth, I know how it was. I know how it is to go inside the bathroom and the sewage is bubbling up. You living with rats and roaches. I know how it is. And these organizations, y'all get with them. I want y'all to hold every organization accountable. Accountable. Because we just started our organization, Sister of Hope. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to bring hope. We're going to help those that's getting out of prison. Because a well-known fact is, if you get out of prison and you go back to that same environment, it's a revolving door. It's a revolving door. Me and my sister was allowed in December to walk back into the prison that we did 16 years. We fed 144 women and took care package. And when I walked in there, it broke my heart to see some of the girls I did all that time with sitting right there. There's no such thing as rehabilitation. It starts within yourself. Because if you're waiting on Mississippi Department of Correction to give you rehabilitation, you're going to be soaking wet. By any means necessary. Shut it down. Shut it down. Free the land. Free the land.
All right, we got one more family member. I'm just going to let him speak for himself. S.E., come on up.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How are you? Under the circumstances. You know, I'm not really a family member, but I've been adopted into the family member of an inmate who passed away in 2018. And this person was well known from Moss Point, Mississippi. And also that in a place like this, you know, I don't know if the cameras would turn to that flag right there, but I think they should, since this got national attention. Take a good look at that flag, okay? This state, MDOC, the prison in Parchman was founded on putting blacks back in slavery in the name of breaking the law. That is the foundation of that prison. And it has not changed. Trust me, it has not changed, okay? So what they do is that people dying in prison as young as, in Parchman, as young as 25 years of age, when you're not even supposed to get stomach cancer until you're, 60, 70 years old, okay? And these autopsies that they've been doing, results pending autopsies, okay? You're talking about April 2018, where 2 inmates, they say it was unrelated. Well, guess what? One texted his mother and said, I don't know what happened to my cellmate. We went out in the yard. He never came back to the cell, okay? Because he had one of those contraband phones. Yeah, maybe they say it was a legal phone, but you know what? It's the truth. Okay? There you go. Okay, so now here's the other thing, is that same cellmate he would talk to his mother about an hour every night from his cell. Good conversations. But you know what? March 31st, 2018, He was talking. They was into an hour into that conversation, and then all of a sudden, somebody says, calls his name. He says, hold on a second. He didn't hang up the phone, but she can hear her son having an upsetting conversation. She couldn't understand what it was, but she knew he was upset. Okay? She held on to her phone, wanting to know what was happening with her son. And then finally, she hung up the phone. She said, 5 minutes later, he texted and said, they're probably going to kill me. But you know what? He was dead less than 48 hours later, along with his cellmate, who they split up. See, they split him up? Yeah, see that they don't want you to know the truth, but this is the truth. These are facts. And what I'm saying is that not only that, but they're taking inmates and they're not treating them. They're letting them, you know, stay in the prison. They're not giving them checkups. They're not concerned about your health. You know, it took this man getting beat in 2017 when they realized that, you know, he was so bad off, he had broken ribs, and they didn't even take him to the hospital. He's just sitting there. But you know what? The inmates, families of the inmates got to his mother and said, your son, he messed up pretty bad. And so she pretty much threatened him to take him to the hospital. Well, you know what? They was interested in knowing how did she find out opposed to treating her son. And that lady's here. She's in the audience. That lady's in the audience right now. Okay? And so the bottom line is that they discovered he had this ulcerated mass in his stomach, where a scar tissue, where it wasn't food, whatever it was he was given, it wasn't food, but out of this scar tissue, there was unknown mass growing out that became stomach cancer. And the bottom line is this: is that they came up with this term, visual autopsy, a surface autopsy, where they look at you and they draw fluid and say results pending autopsy, and then they wait 1.5 years to give that report. So it kind of like squash it under the rug. You know, you think you're going to do something else with your life. But the bottom line is that every now and then there are private independent autopsies done, and they reveal the truth. And they don't match, because there was one done that doesn't even match a surgery that this person's supposed to have. Not even close. And so we've been working on this for a minute now. Pardon? Oh, Alma Dunning is the mother of Lucius Bolton. A lot of people know who he is. Okay? One of those cellmates' name was Michael Norwood. Okay? And his mother's listening right now. She couldn't make it, but she's listening. And the fact is that he texted her. We have evidence. We have the screenshot of that text of they was going to kill him, and he was dead within. You know, so. We got some work to do, people. We got some work to do. But we don't stop just here. That's right. We got some work to do. That's right. We got to come together and fight, because MDOC should not stand for Mississippi Mississippi Department of Corrections. In my mind is Mississippi Department of Corruption. All right. Okay? All right.
Shut it down. Shut it down. Shut it down. No justice. No justice. No justice. No justice. If we don't get it, shut it down. If we don't get it, if we don't get it, if we don't get it, if we don't get it. Brothers and sisters, people are watching us here today. I need y'all to be more energetic. I know you came out and you're listening to what you're hearing, but I need them to know that brothers and sisters who are tired and pissed off have come here to the state capitol to raise hell this morning. I need them to know from the right to the left that we are not here to play games today. So when ladies and gentlemen and brothers and sisters and siblings are coming to the stage, we're going to give it up like what? We're going to give it up like what? We're going to give it up like what? We're raising hell out here today. We didn't come to be nice. We didn't come to look cute. We came to get dirty. Whatever it must take for our people to be free, that's what we came to do. So I need you to give it up like what? I need to hear you like what? That's what I'm talking about.
out. We too nice out here right now. I need some people that's mad to say something for me right now. Are you mad over here? Are you mad over here? Are you mad right here? That's what I'm talking about. Raise hell out here today.
All right. Y'all ready? Y'all ready for the next one? I'm Rukia Lumumba. Yes, I'm happy to be here to share this time with you.
It didn't happen. It didn't happen. She said her name is Rukia Lumumba. What we gonna do?
Yes. Woo, because I'm yelling that y'all are here from all over, everywhere. We love y'all. People inside are shining down because you are here today. We are here to show them love, to let them know that we support them. We are here because of them, because they are behind closed walls, and they reached out to us and they said, I'm telling my story now. They said, I'm going to let you know what's going on behind these walls. So they released those videos. And there they use cell phones, but they the whistleblowers of the prison system. So they telling the truth right now. They telling the truth right now. We're not going to let our people suffer anymore. We're not going to let our people suffer anymore, right? What are we going to tell these legislators? Shut it down. 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 All right. We're going to bring up next to come up here and have some time with us to tell their story. We're going to ask Latrice. Latrice, are you here? Latrice already came up? All right, I'm sorry. Y'all have to forgive me. I'm in the moment. So we're going to ask a group of amazing human beings who have all been through the system, who are working, struggling every day to build something to prevent folks from going in and to ensure that we're creating safer, healthier communities where we are here in Jackson. So we're going to ask Strong Arms of Jackson to come on up. So let's hear it for Strong Arms of Jackson. Come on up, Strong Arms of Jackson. Come on up. Where y'all at? What we gonna do? Show them some love.
Good evening, everybody. Is y'all happy to be here or what? First of all, I want to thank God for allowing me to be here. Because if it weren't for him, I wouldn't be able to stand here today before you. At the age of 17, I was sentenced to life in prison in MDOC. And after 19 years and 6 months incarcerated, I was freed by a law that someone like you took time to pursue. Unfortunately, there are many others trapped in a system where we are destined to lose in. The laws in place here are designed to destroy black youth and rob them of a chance to correct some of the mistakes they may have made. We need to look into the situations surrounding the circumstances and free my brothers and sisters serving life for mistakes made in their youth, which to some was just a way of life. Some may not have life sentences, but years on mandatory sentences that are longer than life expectancy. Young people's minds aren't capable as adults, and we should look into these laws that have thrown our brothers, sisters, mothers, fathers, husbands, wives, sons, and daughters away and took them from their home and communities. Not to rehabilitate, but to mutilate, to dehumanize, to starve, and sometimes even beat us to death. There are a lot of great people who have served too much time and not be given a second chance. We have all made mistakes and need forgiveness at times. Huh? We not animals or slaves. We need to change these laws and be more about actions. Let's tear down these labels that separate and limit us. People quick to tell me I'm a convicted felon, or the nice term now, I'm a returning citizen. No, I'm Teron Moe. I'm from Jackson, Mississippi. Huh?
Yeah, bro. Tell him, bro. Tell him, bro. Huh? Tell him.
Yo. So let's do this. Let's end viewing each other as the ops. Huh? Let's quit buying into their philosophy. You know what I'm saying? We had to learn to value each other for that strength and unity and love. And when we all come together, this is power. And with this power, we have the ability to overcome all obstacles. There's no more obstacles that we have to overcome together. People love to say Mississippi always finish last. But I know that there are beautiful, bright, intelligent people right here with the talent to create change in our community, in our government, and in our justice systems. We got to break these chains that bind us and these negative perceptions that blind us. Everyone has a role to play, none greater than the other. Where one is weak, the other is strong, and vice versa. We need each other, and we have to learn to value one another again. Thank y'all for coming out. I want to speak from experience that I know my brother's still locked down. Feel y'all and represent his love. And hey, before I go, I got to say, free my brother Marcus Chandler, free my brother Mario Blanc, free my brother Ant Malone, free my brother Josh A. Bell, free Starsky Red, free all my brothers. I ain't forgot. You understand? I ain't forgot y'all.
Free them all. Yes. All right. Somebody else gonna say something? Go ahead.
No justice. No justice. No justice. I'm glad to have all y'all here today. My speaking gonna be brief. You know, I just was sitting there the other day. Oh, my name is Albert Coleman. For those of you who don't know, better known as Westside Al, from Jackson, Mississippi. I am strong arms of Jackson, Mississippi. I just want to say, I was looking at the governor yesterday as he did a press conference. Now, I'm looking at all colors out here mixed in together. It ain't just no blacks out here, it's whites out here too. And it's probably Japanese and Mexican or whatever the case may be. But I just want to say this right here. For the governor to get on the news and say that the 4 guys that were killed this week wasn't gang related, so it's a problem. So when my brothers get killed, it's all gang related. I don't understand. So you mean to telling me that they don't have no white gangs? I know Mexican gangs. I know Chinese gangs. So it's just black gangs. But let me tell y'all something. I vowed myself when I left Parchman, Mississippi in 1999 that I'd never go back. I've been 21 years free right here in Jackson. I'm talking about for real. And another thing, I'm sitting here fighting for my rights to get my rights back because I feel like I deserve my rights back as being a law-abiding citizen fighting for these younger youth in Jackson, Mississippi. And I'm going to tell you just like this right here. I ain't going to give up. I ain't going to stop trying. But if you're mad about what I'm saying, I don't mind about being a convicted felon to the day I die. Now, no justice, free the land.
Free the land. Free the land. Free the land. By any means necessary. All right, come on, Jerry.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We out here today, y'all. We out here for a real righteous cause. My name is John Knight from Washington, D.C., West Jackson, baby. People's Advocate Institute, strong arms of Jackson, convicted felon 4 times. But one thing I do, I fight for the ones who can't fight for themselves. I speak for the ones who don't want to speak up. I am the one that go against bullies. And America is nothing but a big bully. We out here to fight against bullies. Prison, Parchman, Greene County, Wilkinson County, Meridian, all those prisons, Rankin County, where the women at, where the kids at, Walnut Grove, where they had our juveniles and kids at. Let me tell y'all something. I've been in a gang since 1986. 1986. And by the grace of my almighty creator, I'm 43 years old, still living here, still screaming, still representing what God made me to represent, and that is being a strong black man. A strong man, period. A father, a brother, a son, friend, and confidant. We're sick and tired of these laws. We're sick and tired of these politicians wanting us to scratch their back. We don't scratch nobody's back but our own. Y'all understand me? We're sick and tired of it, y'all. We sick it every time something happens. You know the biggest gang that it is? Mississippi Department of Corrections. That's the gang. That's the gang. Those CO officers, those the ones that got the keys. Those the ones that have our brothers and sisters' destiny in their hand. Do they want us free? Hell no, they don't. You know why? Because prison is the biggest organization in the world. They get money. They get $33,000 a year for every black, white, Chinese, American that's locked up in Mississippi. Mississippi is the third largest incarcerated state in the United States of America. But guess what? We're finna move up to number 2 because Oklahoma just made a lot of people. So now we're gonna be number 2. But you know what? Before long, we're gonna be out of the top 10 because we ain't just coming today. We ain't gonna stop today. We ain't gonna stop tomorrow. Did you hear what Sister Sharon said? Where we gonna be Monday? We're gonna be in now. We ain't getting back on no bus or no plane and leaving. We going back to the hood. Did you hear me? We going back to the hood. The hood raised me. The hood made me. A woman birthed me. And my God, he strengthened me. Y'all hear me? Free the land. You hear me? Free the land. We sick and tired. I know I'm tired. I done been in prison 3 times. I done been stabbed, I done stabbed. But God brought me home, y'all. Did you hear me? I didn't say man. God brought me home. So with that being said, we're going to free the land, we're going to free our man, and we're going to free every one man that needs a man. God bless.
Free the land! Free the land! Free the land! By any means necessary. Come on up, Benny. I mean, where you at?
Hey, y'all doing? My name is Benny Ivey. I'm co-director of the Strong Arms of Jackson, Credible Messenger Violence Interrupter Initiative we're pushing in Jackson. I did 11 years in the Mississippi Department of Corrections, and this ain't nothing new. This is just something that finally got brought to light because of the cell phones in the penitentiary. Yeah. Now, I don't want to hear, now we've heard about how cell phones ain't allowed. Thank God they had cell phones in the penitentiary. Because it does shed some light on some stuff, right? It does shed some light on some stuff, but we ain't having it. We got a leg to stand on, right? We got a leg to stand on. We got evidence. We got proof. And we ain't going to sit quiet. We ain't going to sit quiet. We're going to fight for our brothers and sisters in the penitentiary. We're going to fight for our brothers and sisters on the streets. And we're going to do what we can to keep our brothers and sisters from going back to the penitentiary. Now, I'm not going to stand here all day and just keep talking and talking, man, because we got a lot of more people here. But just know, man, that the Strong Arms of Jackson stand with our brothers and sisters in the penitentiary, stand with our brothers and sisters on the streets, and we ain't going nowhere. We ain't going nowhere. No justice. No justice. No justice. No justice. Thank y'all.
No justice, your peace, y'all. No justice, no peace. So listen. So if we can, so there's a couple of beautiful people here who are looking good with some beautiful signs. If you guys can just keep it up, but just move over one, just so that y'all not all in one area at the same time. And also turn your signs around so the cameras can see what it says, right? We need the people to see. Yeah, let them know that we out here. That's what I'm talking. Bring them all, right? Raise it up. Raise it up. Raise it up. Raise it up. Let them know we here. I know. I'm about to. Okay. All right. Thank y'all. No justice? No justice? All right, and we're going to put them all down. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, y'all. Thank you. I love and appreciate you. So now, we've been here. We've been talking. You done heard from a lot of folks, and it ain't over yet, right? Because there's a lot people got to say because a lot of people been hurt, right? But right now, what we're going to do is we're going to acknowledge some beautiful art that's up. Because, see, sometimes we speak through words, but other times we speak through our art, through our expression. And so we have an amazing artist that is here providing live art, Sabrina Howard. So let's give it up for Sabrina Howard. Woo! Woo! Right? We appreciate that. And we're also going to go ahead now and bring up a couple of people. Alicia Juckins from Forward. Woo, woo, woo! Woo! I said Alicia Juckins from Forward. By the time you leave here today, you should not be able to talk. Right? We got to do some work here today too, right? Because folks behind prison bars are suffering, y'all. We got to make sure they can hear us. All the way down the street in that Jackson jail, right over there in that Hinds County jail, we want to make sure that they can hear us, right? Make some noise. Right here next door in the Capitol, we want to make sure they hear us. But let's go ahead and bring up Alicia Juckins, and after Alicia, we're going to ask Monique to come on up, Monique Davis to come on up. All right, come on, Alicia.
Good afternoon, y'all. Like my sister Rukia said, my name is Alicia Juckins. I am the Mississippi State Director for Criminal Justice Reform for a policy advocacy organization called Forward.us. The recent deaths in prisons across our state demonstrate the urgent need for reform, both inside and outside of our prisons. A hard look at the conditions of our prisons must be paired with a hard look at the outdated and extreme sentencing laws which have gotten us into this fix to begin with. Failed policies like extreme sentences are directly responsible for a prison population so large that the state is unable to safely house and supervise the people in its care and custody. We must meet this terrible crisis by committing to safely and smartly reducing our dangerously high incarcerated population by revising sentences that are clearly not working to protect Mississippians on either sides of the walls. This work must be done by both Democrats and Republicans. Our elected leaders need to be urgent. This new administration has an opportunity to address Mississippi's incarceration crisis by appointing strong departmental leadership and supporting executive and legislative efforts to improve our conditions and safely reduce our population. Because we all pay as Mississippians for our incarceration crisis, families, communities, and the taxpayers. But the cost has never been higher than it is right now, today, and the time to act is now.
Hey everybody, my name is Monique Davis and I am representing an organization called Alternate Roots. Alternate Roots is an artist-led organization. I represent over 200 people that serve at the intersection of social justice and artists. We focus on the South. We are rooted and deeply embedded in Southern culture and tradition. And we want you to imagine what a world would look like without prisons. What a world looks like that has transformative, restorative practices. What is a world where we are all accountable to each other, that we police our own communities, that we don't need a federal system, that we don't need prisons. I am also the mother of 6 children, 5 beautiful black boys, and I am afraid every day when they get on the street. I know that they are susceptible to being arrested, to being profiled. We need to call our artistic culture to get deeply rooted, to call ourselves to dream what a world without this horrible, torturous system looks like. We also need to have an intelligent political analysis and realize that this is a legacy of slavery. We are lying to ourselves if we don't acknowledge that we are being the victims of the police state. We need to develop an alternative system that is community-based, that is community-led, that is led and directed by us. So while we are shutting down Parchman, we need to develop other systems. We need to register to vote. We need to elect our local councilmen. We have power. We have power. We need to use that power. And so as I wrap up, in the Southern tradition, we build community through singing. So I'm going to say something to you, and you say it back to me. We have come this far. And we won't turn around. We'll flood the streets with justice. We are freedom bound. Okay, now y'all must sing it to you. Y'all got to sing it back, okay? We have come this far and we won't turn around. We'll flood the streets with justice. We are freedom bound. Again, we have come this far and we won't turn around. We'll flood the streets with justice. We are freedom bound. Again, they want to hear you. We have come this far and we won't turn around. We'll flood the streets with justice. We are freedom bound. Thank y'all.
Shut it down. Shut it down. Shut it down. Shut it down. Peace, family. I'm CJ Lawrence of Black with No Chaser and also of the Mississippi Prison Reform Coalition. It's so beautiful to see all of you here today. And if we look out in the audience and as we look at the victims who are suffering currently in incarceration, it's all types of people, right? Black, white, we've seen all types of lives taken. This is a human condition, right? This is a human suffering that we're seeing. In Parchman, in Greene County, in SMCI, in Wilkerson County, all throughout this state, y'all. We've been focusing on Parchman, but we cannot forget about all of the rest of our brothers and sisters throughout. Do we understand that? It's been brothers and sisters losing their lives all over this place. And the state of Mississippi has been lying to us. But they didn't just start lying yesterday. They didn't just start lying last week, last month, last year. This has been going on for decades. Thank God they had those phones to tell us the truth. A lot of us would never see the inside of those walls, but because of those brothers and sisters that were brave enough to show us the truth, we see what they seen. We saw brothers 50 minutes inside with the building on fire, inhaling smoke with nobody there to hear their cries. We saw that because they were brave enough. We saw Black Mold when they put them in Unit 32 at Parchman, a condemned facility, a facility that's been condemned for 10 years. If it was condemned 10 years ago, what is it going to be 10 years later? The brothers slept on the floors. The brothers slept in sewage, in rodent infested, rat infested. We've seen their plates. Have you seen their plates? Ladies and gentlemen, we can't stand for this. The state of Mississippi has been building a bomb for decades. And now they are blaming the bomb for exploding. The state of Mississippi has been building a bomb for decades. And now they're blaming the bomb for exploding. Yesterday, our governor, Tate Reeves, said he was making some changes. Right. The governor. Yeah, the governor, not our governor. You right. Said he was gonna make some changes. But the changes he made, he only made because some pressure was applied to him not from the people, not from the families. He ain't talked to the families. He ain't talked to the folks incarcerated. He ain't talked to the formerly incarcerated. He talked to some conservatives. And he felt their pressure. So that's a problem. Anytime the man up there and anybody, whether it's legislator, whether it's the House of Representatives or the Senate, all of them have to be accountable to us in the same way they are the people that don't even live here, that don't speak for us. We speak for ourselves. We have our own voices. We speak for our people inside, and we have to be real loud for them. Right now, we have to demand decarceration, y'all. We have to demand that they let our people go. It's folks that's been in there for nonviolent offenses for over 5 years. It's folks that's been sitting in there, their time has been up, and they sat in there 7 more years. We need accountability from the system itself. So I'm calling on you to call on your legislature, to call on the governor, to call on whomever, and make sure you're out in these streets tomorrow, because this doesn't end today. This is just the beginning. It took a long time for them to build that bomb, and so it's going to take a long time for us to deconstruct it. Shut it down. Shut it down. Shut it down. Shut it down. Now,
we saying? Shut it down. Shut it down. Yes. Come on up, Jaribu. We have Jaribu Hill, a lawyer, an advocate that has been here working over and over and over again. This is legendary, y'all. Come on. We got somebody who's literally been working, defending our people over and over and over again. She's one of them lawyers that normally ain't getting no money, just doing the right thing over in the Delta. Came all the way from the Delta. Jaribu. Come on, Jaribu. What we gonna do? Shut it down. What we gonna do? Shut it down.
A Band-Aid won't cure a cancerous sore. A cage is not rehabilitation. This country, this empire allows incarcerated caged people to work for free as though they were standing on the auction block. The 13th Amendment gives you permission to exploit and oppress our people. And for those who always think we're at the beginning, we're not at the beginning. We've been at Parchman. We have seen the atrocities. We were here when the strange fruit was hanging day by day in Parchman. We remember the late 80s, early 90s. We remember studying under Brother Chokwe Lumumba and going to the prisons and investigating the murders of our people. So it's not new. Parchman is a prison farm plantation. Say that with me. Parchman is a prison farm plantation. Shut it down. Shut it down. Shut it down. You can't fix it. You can't fix it. You can't mix it. You can't try to flip it. What you gotta do is make revolution. What you gotta do is make revolution. For all those who were strange fruit in Parchman, for all those who lost their lives, who were bitten by rats and dogs and worked in the fields to farm food they never got paid for all of our ancestors who worked without compensation after being kidnapped, after being kidnapped, after being kidnapped. We have to fight. We have to fight on. We gotta fight on. We gotta fight on. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around. Oh no. Oh no. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around. I'm gonna hey, marching up to freedom land. Resist, 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 resist. Shut it down.
That's right. Shut it down. All right, y'all. So we're in Jackson. We're in Jackson, Mississippi. And about 4 years ago, we were able to elect some pretty revolutionary folks. One of them was my brother, so I'm a little biased. But I'm biased because he's somebody who actually knows what he's doing. A man who actually cares about the people and the conditions and what's happening in our lives, right? Most importantly, he's an attorney and he's seen the abuses and the neglect and the suffering that our people have held over and over and over again behind bars. So I'm asking, he's not able to be here today. But of course, he sends his messages, and we're going to play that a little later. But we also have the person that taught us that helped us understand our duty, to understand our duty to each other, to understand that we must fight every day for each of our people who are suffering wherever they are. And she is Dr. Omari, Dr. Safiya Omari, Chief of Staff for the City of Jackson. Let's show her some love. Let's show her some love. Show her some love. Show her some love. All right, you got it.
Make some noise, Jackson, Mississippi! Woo! Woo! Okay, I had to get that out. Now I have to go to my official capacity as Chief of Staff for the City of Jackson, Mississippi, representing Chokwe Antar Lumumba, and welcoming you to the capital city of the state of Mississippi, where we stand for human rights for human beings. Thank you so much for coming out to support this effort to stop the travesty that is taking place, not just in Parchman, but in prisons all over this country that warehouse black and brown bodies for a profit. We understand, as so many who have come to this podium before me, that this problem didn't start today. But we woke today, right? We woke right now, right? Baba Chokwe Lumumba Sr. used to always talk about unity. And he had this chant: the people united will never be defeated. 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 You are the people. You are the people. You have stepped up, and we will not be defeated. Shut it down.
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 All right.
All right now, y'all ain't loud enough in here, man. I need to feel some energy. Am I in Jackson tonight? I need to feel some down south energy, that love. So before we bring the next person, we're gonna get a one chant going that my sister Rukia loves. She said, you're gonna do this chant before we leave here. So I'm gonna sing it, and then I want y'all to sing it with me afterwards. I said, okay. No, I'm trying to get it right. I got to get it right now.
What?
No.
What did you say?
I didn't say anything yet. I said, see, she done made me forget the chant. Take your time. Come on, Tamika. How it go? Come on. I don't know. We got to say the words. Come on. What is it? Okay. I can hear my brother screaming, I can't breathe. Now I'm in a struggle fighting, I can't leave. We calling out injustice of the MDOC, and we ain't gonna stop till our people are free. And we ain't gonna stop till our people are free. I can hear my brother crying, I can't breathe. Now I'm in a struggle fighting and I can't leave. We calling out injustice of the MDOC, and we ain't gonna stop till our people are free. I said that we ain't gonna stop till our people are free. Everybody now, I can hear my brother crying, I can't breathe. Now I'm in a struggle fighting, I can't leave. We calling out injustice of the MDOC, and we ain't gonna stop till our people are free. I said, we ain't gonna stop till our people are free. One more time. I can hear my brother crying. I can't breathe. Now I'm in the struggle fighting and I can't leave. We calling out injustice of the MDOC, and we ain't gonna stop till our people are free. I said, and we ain't gonna stop till our people are free. Make some noise.
Let's show some love. We're bringing up some families because this is about families. This is about people behind bars. We're bringing up these families to tell more stories because we got to tell the stories.
So I'm going to introduce a woman that I've had the honor to be in communication with since this crisis began. She's a mother of a son behind those walls. She didn't know where he was for days. She had sleepless nights, cried many tears, and I wanted her to come tell her story today. Ann Adams.
Hey, y'all. I'm just really emotional. My son was charged with burglary of a dwelling home back in 2012, I'm sorry. They give him an 8-year sentence. As of July the 2nd of this year, he'll be there 10 years. I have not seen my son in 9 years. MDOC, I'd get visitations, they'd move him. Always something. Then last week was the first time I heard from my son. He's almost died twice. My son was a very healthy child when he went in. He has had seizures due to lack of malnutrition, which is starvation, living in the feces that they were living under. It is just unjustified, ungodly, and there is no such thing as racist. We are human beings. Yes. And we are God's children. Yes. We all bleed red. Yes. I want justice for my son and everybody else. MDOC needs to be held accountable. The legislator, the governor, the guards, the security guards, the warden, hold them accountable for our children, our fathers, our brothers, our sisters. It's not just Parchman. It is the state of Mississippi. It is America. I have family in other jails, and it's not that bad there, but Parchman needs to be shut down. Shut it down. We want justice. We need peace. We need our family home so we can sleep, so we can eat. My son was 160 pounds a week before Christmas. He weighs 138. I weigh 118. That is a crying shame, the way the state of Mississippi is treating our family, our loved ones. And they say move them to different facilities. They're still being mistreated. As of right now, my son is in another facility. He is on medicine that is called Kepler. On the streets, it's known as Pac-Man. Without the proper food, the proper nourishment, the proper treatments, it could kill him. So what's the difference? Parchman's gonna kill him, or the drugs that they're giving our children, our loved ones. We want justice. I want justice. Somebody's hurting our people. Set them free. Shut Parchman down. I love y'all. But I gotta go.
I'm so proud of you. A Mississippian who was behind the walls, Miss Erica Jackson.
We can talk about my experience in MDOC, or we can talk about how Tate Reeves lies. So it's whichever one you want to start with. But I read his press conference where he said he went inside Camp 29 and those inmates had destroyed everything. First off, he didn't go in 29 because my husband's in 29. I got the first phone call from him after 30 days this morning. He ain't bathed in 30 days. They were using the bathroom in garbage bags. They're killing rats any way they know how to preserve what little bit of food they do get. So no, he didn't go in there and see anything. And the stuff that is destroyed in there did not occur by the inmates. There might have been some. We're going to say there was, because I've been in there, and sometimes you are going to destroy some things. But the number one thing that destroys property in MDOC is K9. And the officers, when they come in there and they rip the whole wall down and the whole roof down, looking for the contraband that they brought in there. There is no way in Parchman, Mississippi, with a 3-inch glass where you go visit your family for 30 minutes to an hour where you can't even reach out and touch them, but we brought contraband in. How is that possible? It's not. Those guards go home every day, and that's who brings it in there. But you want more pay for the people who are committing the crimes within the system. So we've got to go to prison and we got to suffer conditions where we may not live and make it out, but we're going to pay them for doing it. We're going to give them more money for the crimes they commit. And I'm not going to say all of them are bad because they're not. There are some really good ones in there. There's some ones that looked out for us. But it's a handful of them. And that handful can't fight the rest of them. In my experience, I've been out of prison 13 years, okay? When I was in MDOC, I was actually housed with the Scott sisters in ABM for a good long minute. While being in there as a nonviolent offender, I witnessed a woman die from pneumonia, turn blue from head to toe, because they wouldn't get her to sick call. We beat on the tower every day, get this woman help, captains, lieutenants, sergeants. They did not take her anywhere. She died and suffered through pneumonia. They rolled her body out after counting it and then put us on lockdown where we couldn't call out. I've seen men Grown men beat females to the ground and locked them in maximum security until they healed. So they didn't have a medical record, they couldn't call their families, and they had no grounds to stand on. And it happens every day.
Shut it down!
They say that they have no problem with female guards being in an all-man's prison. Let me point out what those problems are. First off, you tell me what one female can do up against one male, let alone 100 males, if they've got the intent to do bodily harm. Nothing. Second off, you took conjugal visits, so you broke up all the families. You took them from their wives, and now you give them nothing but female guards all day long who go in there and seduce, and it's on both sides, because they trying to make some money. They can't pat them down to find contraband because it's illegal to touch them. So I feel like it should be nothing but male guards in male prisons and female guards in female prisons. Period. There's been many a time a male guard would come on the tower while us females are showering. That's right. Shut it down. Can I say one last thing? One last thing. At the end of the day, Parchman was a plantation. A plantation. And to this day, it is still a plantation. And Mississippi will never move forward until they tear it down.
All right, did y'all see Tate Reeves' press conference yesterday? Yeah? How about that part where he said 99, these are his words, I'm quoting him, 99.9% of the problems with the conditions in the facilities are because of the inmates. Hey, Tate, we know you lie. We know you lie. You lie. No justice, no peace. All right, I want to bring up Danyelle.
Scream. They know you're here. Scream. They hear you. They see you. They are watching you right now. Shut it down. 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 The man I love is behind those walls. What they have gone through, the videos I can show you, the pictures, the messages. I, the Lord, have called you in righteousness. I will take hold of your hand, I will keep you, and I will make you a covenant for the people in the light of the nations. To open the eyes that are blind, to free captives from the prisons, and to release from the dungeon all those who sit in darkness. That is why we are here. They are in darkness. They are in hell. I have cried more tears in the last 3 weeks than you can possibly imagine. Waiting for that phone call every time inmate death is released. You cry, you scramble, you try to reach out to whoever you know. We are here. He's watching us right now, and I know it. Unit 29 is watching you. They see you. They hear you. They thank you. They love you. Shut it down. Shut it down. Shut it down. I love you, baby. Shut it down.
Let's tell Unit 29 we love you. We love you. All right, Rukia.
All right, we're gonna ask some more family members to come on up. We're gonna ask Hynefa Jones to come on up, share a story with us. We need to hear about what's happening.
First, I want to say we do need to shut Parchman down. Shut it down. Shut
nephew that never made it out of Camp 29. This did not just start in December. It did not just start last year. My brother was denied medical attention in 2014. They told us that he died of cancer. Say everybody in the state of Mississippi is supposed to have an official autopsy. There was no autopsy done on my brother. Okay, we lost him. Parchman couldn't give us an explanation. They can't bring him back. 2019, November the 19th, we lost my nephew. They say he hung himself. They lied, and guess what? I don't care what high chair they sitting in, how low I may be, I'm coming for them. I will not stop. I'm coming. I will not stop until Parchman is shut the fuck down, and I mean it. I'm gonna shut him down. I want justice. I will get justice for my brother. I want justice for my nephew. I want justice for everybody that's in the Mississippi State Penitentiary, everybody that's in all prisons. I want justice. I'm tired. I'm tired of the lies. The warden, the guards, everybody. I'm coming for you. I don't care. You can send who you want to send. You better send somebody, because I won't stop. I'm applying pressure. I won't stop until every pipe bursts. I want justice. Shut it down. Shut it down. Shut it down. Shut it down.
I'm finna get ready to bring my other sister to the stage.
That's right. Go ahead. We love you.
Y'all don't understand the magnitude of what some of us go through. I get calls every day. I'm talking about every single day. I get calls. I mean, like, when I'm sitting in the back, I'm constantly in my phone because they constantly abusing them. They constantly going through stuff. So that's why we are out here. We can't do this by ourselves, y'all.
Yeah, that's right.
We can't do it. And I just want to thank all of y'all. Miss Yandy, baby, I love you. Tamika, where you at, sis? Come on, Miss Pam. I ain't gonna start because somebody said I already cried too much.
Good evening. Everybody has already said what I need to say, so there's no much that needs to be said. But let me tell you, on January 6th, my brother came from Camp 29. When he made it home, he had what they gave him, was a pair of pants and a shirt. When he made it to my house, he fell down and said, you don't know what trouble I've been through. But I'm here today to let you know that I still have loved ones there. Let me tell you, when they're pissing in a bottle and asking me what I'm supposed to drink, and this water's brown, would you drink it? I'm sick of it. I'm fed up. Let's get it right. They read you to lie and lie, but you never tell the truth. Let's fight. I want justice now. You hear me? Justice. Because we ain't getting it. I want it.
That's right. We're going to try this again. We're going to let them know we love you. 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 We love y'all. We do. We really do. Thank y'all. We're going to bring up more families in a minute. We're going to ask to clear the stage a little bit just for a hot second, so that we can have room to bring up some more folks that need to come on up. Gonna get some good music started while we waiting on that. As the stage is clearing, as we have family members coming down and more speakers coming up, we have Representative Robert Johnson, who is here to speak his legislative agenda with the Black Caucus, the Mississippi State Black Caucus. We're asking him to come on up. We also have Malachi Robinson with Color of Change. Asking Malachi to come on up and be prepared. All right, all right. So let's give it up. We have coming to the stage, Representative. Let's hear it, wait. All right. What are we hearing? We're hearing a little something, something. What? Hey. Huh? What we telling them? In prison, what? Come on, Kendrick. Kendrick spreading some love, some knowledge. All right, we're going to bring it down a little bit. I'm going to ask them to go ahead and turn down. Thank you. Representative Robert Johnson.
People united will never be defeated. People united will never be defeated. This is a war, ladies and gentlemen. It's a war, and it gets fought on every front. This is a front. That is a front. And we are there doing it. They have gone home, but we're here today. And we're here because we care, and we're here because we're about to do some work. That's what we're here for. Before I introduce my colleagues and tell you what we're doing, I want to introduce one of my constituents who has a personal story to tell, and listen to him because he knows. He's a minister. Reverend Danielle knows.
I cannot say it enough. We are really tired of what's going on in this nation. We have been lied to from the day we started kindergarten. My nephew, my brother, son, he was the first one that was murdered on this occasion, meaning it have been many more, and the guards played a part in it. There's no need of lying about it. We've been lied to and lied to enough. It's tired of being lied to. Over and over again. We don't have anything, and they won't give us anything. They could at least give us the monetary gains in order to open the city back up. Give us some money. And not just the money, but give us our freedom. To this day, we still hadn't gotten our freedom. When do we get it? On behalf of my family and other families that's going through what we're going through, I can't thank you guys enough for just coming out supporting this cause. And to the organizer, I want to thank you for putting this on for us so we're able to come out to let the people know what's going on. It's a shame we still hadn't gotten our freedom, and it's 2020. It's time for them to wake up. And if it wasn't for the Holy Ghost, where would we be? It have carried us and carried us and carried us. It's going to carry us through this here. I thank you so much. Be prayerful. Stay prayed up. And if you don't do anything else, call on that Holy Ghost to continue to lead and guide you, please. Bless you. Thank you.
I have with me today Representative Abe Hudson, Representative Jarvis George, Representative John Faulkner. Out here we have Representative Kabir Kareem and other members of the Democratic and Black Caucus. So our job, as somebody's come up here to say, Mississippi hadn't done their job. The governor hadn't done his job. MDOC hadn't done their job. The legislature hadn't done their job. We underfunded MDOC by $35 million. We don't pay people at MDOC a living wage. 80% of the guards at MDOC are women. 3,400 men on a 17,000-acre plantation. We're not doing what we're supposed to do. So our job is to see what we can do and how we're going to get it done. Now, let me tell you something. We didn't just start this fight. We've been doing it the whole time we've been here. But you're here now, and you're going to hear about it. If you're talking about what we need to do immediately, there are 86 juvenile offenders who are locked up. Send them home. They don't need to be there. Send them home. There are 800 people. That's what this legislation is. Piece of legislation that said 800 people who have been paroled but don't have a home to go to. Transitional housing. Let them go and send them home. 2,500 people serving time in Parchman for nonviolent crime, possession of marijuana, 2 and 3 times over. They don't need to be there. They have no business there. Send them home. You can do that right now. Tate Reeves talk about the inmates are 99% of the problem. I tell you how you alleviate that problem. You got an executive order. There are people that shouldn't be there. Send them home right now. Send them home. 85% mandatory sentencing. A man can't get probation. A woman can't get probation anymore. Let's do away with the 85% mandatory sentencing law. Let's let people find a way to reincorporate themselves back in society. Don't lock them up. Send them home. That's what we got to do. The next thing we need to do is get rid of all this pre-Clinton amendment that people can't get parole. Let's get rid of that. Let's stop supporting the private prison complex and let's send our people home. Let's stop enriching people, as the lady came up here and said, in modern day slavery. Let's send them home. Our people are not raised to come here and be fodder and human capital to enrich somebody who is living a high life and people are getting locked up. These people here went with me. We went there a whole week and a half before Tate Reeves even talked about this issue. We did go to Camp 29. We got there. We put our hands there. We talked to people, the people, not the inmates, people, because they're not inmates. They are people. That's who they are. We talked to those people. They told us what they were, and the lady was right. The toilets full of waste, plumbing torn out of the wall. That wasn't riots. That was like that before a riot. It may have caused a riot, but it wasn't because of the riot. You got people working in there, women working, 2 women to 128 people in prison. That is not how you run anything. You got women working there who in an office 5 by 6 with rain coming in, rats coming through the wall. You can't work like that. Look, if you're not going to fix it, shut it down. If you're not going to fix it, shut it down. But look, it ain't that hard. It ain't that complicated. It's real simple. $35 million. Shut down Camp 29. Take people and put them in a position and put them in somewhere, if you're going to keep them, where they're living like human beings. Feed them. And that's what you need to do. Look, shut it down. Put the money where it needs to be. Employ our people, pay them a living wage, and send 6,000 people who shouldn't be in prison home. This is what this does, and we're going to continue to work on it. It's a war on all fronts, and we're fighting it in that capital. Thank you for having us.
All right, let's give them a round of applause. Wow, this is amazing. This is beautiful. Y'all are beautiful. Thanks for coming out today. So, okay, great. That's a timer. Anyway, my name is Malachi Robinson. I'm the Criminal Justice Campaign Director at Color of Change. Yeah, y'all know who Color of Change is? Hey. So for y'all who don't know, we're a next-gen civil rights organization, and we exist to make the world a less hostile place for black people. And we know that especially means incarcerated black people, right? So when we heard about what was going on in Parchman Prison, we knew that we needed to act. And we needed to act swiftly. So we were fortunate enough to meet up with the folks at the Mississippi Prison Reform Coalition. Let's hear it up for them, though. Because they've been working for years to get Parchman shut down. And unfortunately, it only came to my attention now, but I'm never going to give up until we actually succeed. Yeah, no worries. But, you know, I wanted to talk, bringing the attention over to Tate Reeves. So, you know, yeah, boo, hiss. All right. He is not the most well received in this crowd, but that is to be expected. Yeah. So, yesterday, Tate Reeves held a press conference to announce his reforms. Did y'all see it? It was a spontaneous press conference, right? I don't think anybody really got word that it was happening. But his reforms are nothing but Band-Aids, right? Not real solutions. He's talking about confiscating people's cell phones. Why? So we can't see what's actually happening inside the prison, right? That's why they want to take away the cell phones. They said that they want to fix the facilities. Have you seen the pictures? That's not something you can fix overnight. That is something that has been happening for over 100 years. Parchman is over 100 years old. It needs to be shut down. So if you want Parchman Prison shut down, I need you to do something for me. Take your phones out. Everybody's got a phone. I see it in your hand right now. And I need you to text this number. You want Parchman shut down, text this number. So 225568. And text the word Parchman. Parchman, so that's Parchman. So one more time, so that's 225568. Text the word Parchman, so that's Parchman. And tell Tate Reeves what he needs to hear. Shut it down. Shut it down. Shut it down. Thank you.
All right, all right. Let's turn it up. Turn it up. Turn it up. Turn it up. As we turn it up, we're going to call out some folks. Albert Sykes, Yandy Smith.
Raise a hand if you weak. Drop the top on the road. Had a whole need of goals. Bible serving for family. I'm proposing a toast. Made it out the hood like, yeah. Who would have thought we
So we got some folks
don't get lost in my crib. Wait till the
that have come from a long way.
I'm gonna be bigger than big. Yeah, you know what it is.
So we can begin to bring down the music.
This is now. This is show. Let them know.
So we got some folks that have come a long way. We got some local folks. We got some folks that are here to support because they heard about it and they immediately responded. We call them first responders, right? Yeah. So we're going to call our brother Albert Sykes, who's very local, who's been doing this work forever. And then we're going to then ask some of the folks who came down as our first responders to come up and speak, to share why they're here, why they're supporting this, so that our loved ones inside can know why we're here, why they're showing up. All right, Albert, it's all on you.
What up? How y'all doing today? Y'all in the mood for freedom? That's what we're here for, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you who might not be conscious of it, we standing on the streets where some of the battles of the Civil War were fought. The Civil War was fought to keep people enslaved. And everything that Mississippi is doing now is try to preserve the desire to have black people's bodies locked up. We've been in this fight since the first black body was stolen from Africa. We've been in this fight way before the ink dried on the Emancipation Proclamation. Can't no white man give us freedom. We gotta demand it. If we wanna win, we gotta believe we can win. We're not out here today for a demonstration. We out here to do God's work. That's how we know we can't lose. You can't lose when you're faithful. You can't lose when you're doing the work of the righteous. We got too many of our brothers behind those walls crying. Too many of our brothers locked up in those cages that's disconnected from their families. We look at families being snatched apart at the border. We also have to understand that what we're dealing with is internal deportation of our people, the separation of families. For folks to dehumanize us, to tell us that it's okay to sleep in feces, that it's okay to be crawled on by rats. How do you expect somebody to act human when you try to condition them to not be? We're here today to protect our children from the state of Mississippi. We're here to protect our children from that Confederate flag. We're here to protect our children. So not only, in the words of Chokwe Lumumba, are we demanding that they free the land, but we demand that they free every enslaved person in the state of Mississippi. This state has not shown that it has good intentions for our people. I don't have faith in what the state of Mississippi will do for us. I got faith in what we can do for us and what we can demand. Right behind us is a building where people make decisions every day on how much our lives matter, how much value we have. This ain't about black and white. It's not about red and blue. It's about Mississippi and its chase for green. And in Mississippi's pursuit of more green is always built out the back of free labor in the color of black skin. And so I got to get out from here, but I do want to say the next time they tell y'all something negative about the hip-hop community, you tell them who came out and stood up for our brothers and sisters who didn't have a voice to stand up for themselves. So shout out to Rap A Lot, shout out to Press Play, shout out to Rock Nation, shout out to Big Krit, shout out Silas, shout out Mississippi, and we're going to win this thing because we're doing God's work.
We not free till we all free. I'm going to say that again. We not free till we all free. So today we're here about the injustice that's happening at Parchman, about the lack of accountability, the lack of responsibility on our government officials. But there's a Parchman everywhere. We in Mississippi today, but there's a Parchman in Chicago. There's a Parchman in New York. There's a Parchman in Alabama. There's a Parchman in Florida. But we're not going to be quiet. There's a lot that haven't been quiet, but they didn't come out in the masses. Today we coming out in the masses because we say no more. No more. I can't even tell you how many DMs, how many texts I've gotten with the conditions that are going on in Parchman. I can't sleep at night. I stand on this stage and y'all see me, I keep wiping my tears because these are our brothers, our sisters, our mothers. But this is the thing for me, right? This is supposed to be about rehabilitation. Rehabilitation is restoring a person back to normal health, normal life that has been imprisoned or addicted. Where's the rehabilitation? What do we have prisons for if we are not rehabilitating? Now, the opposite of rehabilitation is to break. I see people break down. It's to make people destitute. They coming out, they can't get jobs and they poor. They not teaching them right. To harm. They harming our brothers. They killing them, our sisters. To hurt. Prison is doing the exact opposite of what they told us it was supposed to do. Now, shut it down is right. But one thing I want you guys to realize, right? This is by design. Don't think this is by mistake. Don't think for a minute they didn't know what they was doing. When I said Parchman is everywhere, it's everywhere. And it started way back in slavery. I just got back from Ghana, and I visited the slave dungeons. In the slave dungeons, they rob people of their name. How many of you been inmate 650455504? That's my husband's number. Robbed of his identity. They robbed you of your language. They talk to you like you don't matter. Rehabilitation, where? Where's rehabilitation? They robbed you of your rich history. Some of these cells out there are dark with no electricity. You know why? Because they want you to sit and forget who you are. They want to put you in darkness so you don't know what matters. But today we say no more. Now, I'm a classy lady, but you see this shirt I got on? Fuck prison. Shut it down.
Hello, everyone. How y'all doing? My name is Jamila T. Davis. I'm an author, motivational speaker, 2 years ago, I came home from serving a 12-and-a-half-year sentence in federal prison. I did 10 years on that 12-year sentence. So I know what it feels like to be deprived, and I know what it feels like to be let down, to be thrown in a cell, and for people not to care. So that's why today I do this work. Today I just want to share the message of love, and I want to talk to you about the transformative power of love, because a lot of you are standing here, but I want you to know what really makes a difference. It's love that makes the difference, right? So it was my mother that loved on me when I made the mistake to chase the street, when I thought the street life was what it was, and so I did what I did. But at the end of the day, when those bars was closed behind me, it was the transformative power of love that sent me back to school, where I got my associates, I got my bachelor's, my master's, and I'm currently working on my PhD. So through that transformative power of love, that's what I give back to my people. So I'm in these schools, I talk to kids, and I explain to them that life you chasing, that ain't the life. So what I encourage each and every one of you to do is get active through love. Speak to that person on the corner that's about to commit that crime. Speak to that person that's behind bars. Write them a letter and let them know that they love, because love will keep them holding and keep them letting them know that there's people like us out there that's fighting for them to fight on to victory is won.
Thank you so much. Let's give it up for Jamila again. Jamila T. Davis. Folks traveled here from New York. I heard someone else was here from Massachusetts. People came from all over the country. Let's give them some love for coming to Mississippi. I just came up here for one point of privilege. To my brothers and sisters who are behind me, those of you who are behind me, if you see someone talking behind me, stop them and ask them to listen right now. To the brothers and sisters who are behind me, this is not your time to have a meeting on this stage. This is not the place to meet people on this stage. And the stage is not about us who are up here. It is about these families. Please take your meetings down to the downstairs. We want you to have them, but not on this stage. Gonna ask you to stop walking back and forth, and if you are finished speaking, please take your space with everyone else outside the rally. Can we get some love for our brothers and sisters who traveled here? Next, we're gonna hear from my brother, my fighting brother, who is over the New York City crisis management system out of New York, helping to do a lot of gang violence intervention work. His name is Shanduke McPhatter from GMAC, which is Gangsters Making Astronomical Community Changes.
Can we get a new moment of silence? Just now, somewhere, somebody was shot. That's what I focus on. My name is Shanduke McPhatter. I'm also known as Trife Gangster. I was one of the first adolescents at the age of 16 in 1994 on the East Coast on the world-famous Rikers Island to join the United Blood Nation. For 13 years, I went back and forth from incarceration. I was known as a shooter. Yes, I shot guns. Yes, I shot people. And that sent me through the system. But over 10 years ago, I woke the fuck up. I said I'm a blood. And for me, that stood for brotherly love overrides oppression and destruction. And these people are oppressing and destructing our people. So I came from Brooklyn solely to speak to the gangsters. I came here solely to speak to the gangster disciples, growth and development, vice lords, Krit, everybody that's on this ground. We are no longer divided by colors of a flag. We will no longer let them use gang as a way to incarcerate. There is no crime in organization. The crime is in the acts. The crime is if I'm selling drugs and I'm shooting guns, that's the crime. When you go to college, you become a part of a fraternity and a sorority, and you don't go to jail because you got opportunity. Our people become part of what they become part of because they are missing something. So we can no longer allow them to use that as a way to criminalize us. I'm now calling all the gangsters, when this is over, let's go to the side and let's talk about how we can galvanize and bring resources, because I am in the front lines of my street stopping murders, and you can too. Shut this shit the fuck down.
Shut it down! Shut it down! Next, we're going to bring to the stage my brother, one of the best lyricists in the world, most passionate, lyrical, thought-provoking, substance-filled artist out here, Big Krit.
How y'all country folk doing out there, man? Y'all got to understand something. I felt like I had to be here today because I knew a song wasn't going to change this. And I'm one of those people, I believe that the music behind me is enough, right? And I can get my idea across, but a song wasn't gonna change this. I started to lose a lot of sleep and a lot of thought process, and work didn't mean anything because I realized that being from Mississippi, we were gonna be ignored anyway. Like, it wasn't on mass media. People weren't talking about this. I got friends that's on the East Coast, West Coast, and I'm asking them, have you heard about this? No, we haven't heard about this at all. So I gotta do what I gotta do to bring any kind of light to with my brand, support however I can so people can know that this is happening. This has been going on for years before I was aware, before the footage actually was on social media and people did whatever little post they did and went back to their regular jobs or went back to the studio. I couldn't let it go because people was calling me like, bro, this is happening. It's always been happening. You have to make them aware of it. And I'm blessed today to hear all these stories and hear everybody tell me all this information because I needed it. So when I go back out in the world, I got to let them know what's going on in home, in my state. And not just with a song, not just with the opportunity to be on an interview, but just overall, like, we need help. We've been always needing help. We've been needing y'all to pay attention. We need to shut this down. Like, it's a human thing. It's a human thing we're dealing with. And I'm here, and I appreciate the opportunity to be here, to learn all of this with y'all. And I promise you, I ain't going to stop. Believe that, though, man. Shut it down, man.
Shut it down! Shut it down! Next, I'm going to bring to the stage one of my brothers. He called me. He said, brother, I see you out here on those front lines. Whatever you need, call me. And he got on a plane from Houston. I want y'all to make some noise for my brother, Jay Prince.
Oh, yeah. Let me just say it's an honor and a privilege to be here today. This is something that, you know, really touched me. I had invitations to the Grammys and everywhere this weekend, and I put all of it on the back burner because I wanted to be here with my people. And I was able to bring, you know, homies flew all over the world because we heard y'all call, we heard y'all cry, and we wanted to be a part of it. So we here live and in living color to stand against these Klansmen, because we're dealing with some Klansmen grandkids. You know what I mean? There's some Ku Klux Klansmen grandkids and great-grandkids that's in control right now. And we come to stand with you all against all these strongholds. And I'd like to thank the homie, Mysonne, you know, Jay-Z, you know what I mean? The brothers that's real, Yo Gotti, you know, because I heard a sister say we don't need these people, but yeah, all of us together. You know what I mean? Because I recall Mississippi supporting me 1,000% with my record company, Rap-A-Lot Records. So y'all support them as well. So now it's their time. You know, now, you know, they got that word real all mixed up and twisted. This is real today. You know what I mean? This is real, and I challenge all the brothers, the celebrities, because it takes money and strategic finesse to fight these demons that we fighting, you know. And I've been listening to a lot of people speak on stage, and I'm really inspired. But you know, I know we speak a different language at home, and I'm gonna leave y'all with it. Let's say shut this shit down, because yeah, shut this shit down. Thank you.
Yo, what's up? My name is Dear Silas. And
Thank you. I want y'all to look around right now. Look around. This is Jackson, Mississippi right now. All of this is going down right now. This is so beautiful. We don't see this every day. And it's right, it's history. And I just want to say this has been a lot of things that's been said today. I don't really have that much more to touch on, but I want y'all to not forget the feeling that you got right now. Like the fire that you got burning inside of you right now. Keep that feeling for tomorrow. Keep it for next week. Keep it for next month. Because these brothers are still locked up. I got family that's incarcerated right now, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you do too. And even if you don't, at the end of the day, we all family. That's your family. Even if it's your blood, it's still your family inside of there. Rehabilitation. Shut it down. Shut it down. Shut it down.
Hey, how y'all doing today? Hey, my name is John Dickinson. I'm a rap artist here in Jackson, Mississippi. A lot of people may know me by Murda Man. But listen, I done been to prison twice. And all this ain't nothing new. This is something that's been going on. I done been beat by the police. I done been maced. Like whatever they saying that's going on now, they trying to blame it on the gang. I'm a part of the people nation. I know guys that's part of the gangster disciples. We don't rock like that. All that they trying to blame it on the gang, cause the deaths and all that. No, the prison conditions. These guys need water. These guys need food. So everything else, we not here to play. We gonna do it until y'all fix it, and that's mandatory. And I got numbers in every prison in Mississippi. And if it take till I send out one text message, it's gonna be a problem. So y'all fix it right now.
How you guys doing? I ain't writing nothing down. I just come up here to talk off the dome. I got my boy Dante with me. That's a pastor. That's one of my best friends, and he's a minister. But he's gonna speak also. I just come to tell the truth. You know what I'm saying? I'm a witness. I managed Soulja Boy, K-Stylist, I Heart Memphis, Lil CC. I got a management company and record label. I'm independent, and I did 7 years in Parchman. I swear to you, it's the worst experience I ever had in my life. I saw so many people get killed. So many people get abused, it was ridiculous, but you couldn't speak on it. I made a mistake one day and told one of my family members that I saw somebody get killed on visitation. I don't know how the officer got back. I don't know, they stopped on the way out and asked what I said, but after that experience, I had to do 2 years in Unit 29. And that's like, I weighed 300 pounds when I went in, I did it, and I weighed like a 190 when I came out. So it's like, I said if I get out of jail, I would never go back again. Because I had friends go 5, 6, 10 times to get back. I'm a fast learner, so when I got out, I never looked back. So, and I just came to let y'all know that that's the worst place I ever experienced in my life. It's like Vietnam War. And I just can't break it down no more than that. And some of those officers are 10 times crookeder than the officers on the street. I just wanted to come as a witness and let y'all know, man, y'all in my prayers and y'all family, and I know exactly how it is. I still have nightmares every night. I fight in my sleep. My girlfriend, so I beat her ass up every night. But I finally told her last week why I was fighting because I was having nightmares. But here's my boy, Reverend Devante.
Shut it down! Shut it down! Shut it down! Believe it or not, July the 10th, 2016, a big group of us were walking through a Memphis street, and we all decided we're going to shut this damn bridge down today. And so I came all the way here with some of my Memphis peeps. Where you at, Memphis? And we are here today, and we're going to let you know that Memphis is rocking with Jackson today. The only problem that I got with this crowd is some of y'all not mad enough. I'm trying to figure out, are you mad? Are you upset? What are you going to do? What you going to tell your governor? What you going to tell your warden? What the hell you going to tell your president? Shut this shit down.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Plenty much. Plenty much. We living in the vision. You know what I'm saying? I come to inspire hope. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here for no facade. I got a haircut in Jackson today. Dude pushed my line back, but it's all good. Hey, look. Look, you know what I'm saying? Hey, you know, laughter heals the soul, so we need to laugh. You know what I'm saying? Look at this here. My name's CB, Charles Brown. They call me Charlie Brown for a long time. And I'm from Gulfport, Mississippi. You know, we was here on the state capitol yesterday. I didn't want to speak. I wanted to stay in the background, but there was some things I've heard. I've listened to everybody. There's things that haven't been said because a lot of people don't know. So I come to bring knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. So with that being said, I got incarcerated when I was 17 years old and got 10 years in the Mississippi Department of Corrections. While I was incarcerated, they said because of my influence over others, deemed me as a terrorist. So when they passed the Anti-Terrorist Act and the Patriot Act, they said by you being a terrorist, you no longer have rights. So they locked me down on death row, Unit 17, Parchman, Mississippi. For 3.5 years, I walked around with shackles and chains because they said I was a high-risk inmate. I took cold showers for 3.5 years. Y'all don't understand the inhumane conditions that these guys are going through and that I went through and I survived. And the hope that I'm trying to give is I'm a business owner today, nonprofit organization, motivational speaker. I represent growth and development. I'm a Larry guy, and I stand on that. And I don't care who don't like it. See, a lot of people don't know that the knowledge is the truth. And so you got to understand, instead of saying convict, say slave. Because when they say slave, they saying convict because they only changed the name and the terminology. But the effect is still the same. To go along with my hope that I'm here to spread today is, we done already won the battle. It's already won. See, I was released from death row in 2005. I won my 1983 federal lawsuit against the state. So what we got to do is tell the state to enforce these judgments, the United States Supreme Court, which is the highest court in the land, to make this stuff happen. Because if you ain't contempt of court, you're going to jail. Shut it down.
Good afternoon, Jackson. Make some noise. Make some noise. When I say when we fight, I want y'all to say we win. When we fight, we win. When we fight, we win. When we fight, we win. I want justice. I want justice. I want justice. When we fight, how's it going? I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana. And I come to stand before you to let you know that the systemic racism is not just in my backyard. We have to connect the dots. We can stand here and be angry and frustrated and mad, but we need to come up with solutions. We need to come up with solutions on how can we rectify this problem. My name is Calloway. I'm formerly incarcerated. I was sentenced to die in prison in 1994. I spent 17 years in Angola and Hunts, and now I'm home organizing around solutions. They thought that we couldn't end the last stands of Jim Crow in Louisiana, and we did last year because of solutions. We know that Mississippi at this current state has over 200 people in their custody. They need to be held accountable. So we need solutions. I want to give a major shout out to the Mississippi Reform Coalition, to Voice of the Experience, to Color of Change, to Reform for putting this together. But now we need solutions. I'm no longer screaming in the middle of the streets. I'm no longer just asking people to do this for us. This is not today. The system is not broken. It was structured to do just what it do. 1 in every 3 black families in America are impacted by mass incarceration. But we need solutions. So instead of just saying shut it down, let's say build the plan and break the laws. Break the laws. Break these laws. Thank you.
How y'all out here today in Jackson, Mississippi? Make some noise, man. Make some noise, man. My name's Cory, Butler, and I represent VOTE. And the only way we're going to move forward is by moving forward. Right now is the time. Right now is the time. We all of us out here are victims of this situation that's taking place right now today. And I won't be the first one to say the only way we can stand up is by standing up, and the only way we can move forward is by moving forward. I did 17 years and 7 months of my life incarcerated. So I know what it's like to live in dilapidated conditions. I know what it's like to not be heard. And I want to be that extra voice for every inmate, not just inside Mississippi, not just inside of Louisiana, but inside the whole United States of America. Because we need to be heard. So let's move forward, man. And I'm Cory Butler signing off, man. Okay, thank y'all.
All right, y'all. We almost there. We almost to our next phase in this struggle. We in today. We almost there. And the next step is that we continue to show up, right? So before y'all leave, we got a few more folks that we need to call up because we need you to hear the next steps. We need you to hear what our demands are as a people, what the people inside have told us what they want. So what we're going to do is ask this stage to clear. We're going to play a little music. We're going to take a quick 2 minutes to clear this stage, play music, and call up Denise Coleman and the rest of the Strong Arms of Jackson crew. We're going to go ahead and call up NAACP, the Greenville Local Action Organizing Committee, and we're going to call up our amazing friends from Carthage to come on up.
We will not ask for justice. It's justice or else. We ready. We bring you greetings from Greenville, Mississippi. We are the local organizing committee. Hey, we hear y'all. Local Organizing Committee, we are a grassroots organization, and we come together in a collaborative effort to better our communities. And we're not just for our people, we're for all people. And enough is enough. What they're doing in Parchman and the other prison systems, enough is enough. They're doing their time, but you're not going to add torture to what they've already done. So enough is enough. We're not asking for justice. We're demanding justice by any means necessary. Shut it down. Shut it down. Now I will bring my brother, the chair, the program coordinator of the LOC, and 10,000 Fearless, Queen Maati.
Greetings, family. Black power. Black power. Black power. Free our people now. We are standing on bloodied soil soaked in the blood of our ancestors who built this stinking state. We call it Mississippi America. Ain't that what it is? Mississippi, We are here. We ain't asking for nothing. We demand that you shut it down. Shut down Parchman when? When? All right now.
Black power! Black power! Black power! I want to first give thanks and honor to the Honorable Minister Farrakhan for filling the vision of establishing another local organizing committee. I am Brother Kareem Mohammed, co-chair of the local organizing committee of Jackson and the program coordinator for the state of Mississippi. We come together to show solidarity for the families that have lost their lives to this inhumane condition. We come today to show solidarity to those brothers and sisters that has fallen into this condition that we find ourselves in today. I myself is a prisoner of war. I myself was in the dungeons at one time. We come together today to bring awareness to a condition that we know is not new, as many of us have said. This is not a new but this is a systematic condition that we are dealing with. When you look at back to the convict leasing system, they built Parchman Farm to break us as a people. This is not just a coincidence. This is all over the country. This is all over the country. So we've been talking about shut it down, but how are we going to shut it down? You shut it down by going into their pockets. Listen to me, people. If you're going to shut it down, go into their pockets. Don't leave here and go to Walmart. Don't leave here and go spend your money where they at. Take your money out of their pockets and you will shut it down. You will shut it down. Buy black. Buy black. Buy black. Black power.
And remember, we're not asking for justice. It's justice or else. When I say justice, you say or else. Justice? Or else. Justice? Or else. That's right.
Free the land. Free the land. Free the land. Free the land. The land is not yet free. Brothers and sisters, this is our time. This is our hour. This is our time to wake up Mississippi, to shut down this evil place. They called it Vardaman's Farm. It was a slave plantation. They broke African men and women and broke their spirits so they could work in their cotton fields. We know all about slavery. We know that everyone in this country has the stain of slavery embedded in them. We know we have to fight for liberation, for freedom, because we are not yet free. We got to tear down this prison. We got to tear down this dungeon. This is the United States. We don't treat people like that, but we do. So what are we going to do? Shut it down. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Amen.
No justice? No justice? What a blessing it is. Let me say this. You have been primed, pumped, and now is a call for action. There's work to be done. Let me say this to our governor. We will not rest. We want to echo our demands that was made 16 days ago. 16 days ago, we stood together in solidarity to highlight this shameful and unspeakable living conditions of our friends, family members, nieces, nephews, sons and daughters who are living, whose lives are in danger while they're incarcerated. 2 weeks ago, we called for Governor Tate Reed to take emergency action to end the sleepless nights of those who are worried about their loved ones, their safety, and their health care. And yet, relatives who are having inmates are still having sleepless nights. Over our previous call for action to fully protect the lives of all inmates went unanswered. And as a result, the death rates in our prison has risen. Once again, we call on our governor, our legislators, to implement policies and procedures to protect and provide adequate health care for those who are under the state supervision, and provide mandatory intervention training for correction officers. And we are calling for an independent investigation into the allegation of abuse and neglect by correction officers. Now is the time to reform and decriminalize some of our centers so that we can reinvest money into educating and rehabilitation. When we educate and rehabilitate inmates, then they can be released and become productive citizens. Yes. Now is the time to put an end to this unsafe and unsanitary living condition, such as flooding, black molding, and the infestation of rats that has been reported in our prison. Now is the time to put an end to overpopulated prisons, commute sentencing for nonviolence offenders, and release all those who are eligible for parole. So today, Governor, take Reed. We renew our call for you and our legislature to answer our previous demand and protect the lives of all inmates, provide adequate health care, feed the inmates as they were your own children. Yes. 4 days ago, we honored the life of Dr. Martin Luther King. But today, I just want to repeat a few of his words about Mississippi. Dr. King says this: if Mississippi is going to be transformed into a state of oasis and freedom and justice, end of quote, we must deal with our mental issues surrounding the allegation of suicides and the hanging that has occurred in our prison. King says, if Mississippi going to be transformed into a state of oasis and freedom and justice, end of quote, we must deal with our prison crisis now and answer the call of prison reform. If Mississippi is going to be transformed into a state of oasis and freedom for justice, we must reform our prison system, reinvest in the lives of those who are incarcerated, release all of those who are eligible for parole. When Mississippi stop making excuses for neglect and become truthful about our deplorable living condition of our prison and take a stand for human rights, civil rights, then will we speed up that process that Mississippi will turn into a state of oasis and freedom and justice.
It's going to take a revolution to address the solution to this problem. We need to take the flag down, the Confederate flag down that's hanging over our state capitol, okay? We need to take down the flag that is shadowing our liberties, and we need to shut down Parchman. We need to shut down all of these prisons and jails that's holding our brothers and our sisters in poverty, hunger, starvation, murder. Address the problem. We are the solution. Look at your brothers and your sisters and say, no more, no more, no more. Justice for all. Justice for Mississippi. Justice right now.
Shut it down. Shut it down. Shut it down. Shut it down. Right now. Right now. I love everybody that's out here. I thank you for the support and all y'all coming out here. PAI, People's Advocacy Institute. Vote, Voice of the Experience. NOLA, New Orleans, Louisiana. This is what I want to say today. In 1981, y'all do the figure. I was sentenced to wear Parchman Penitentiary. Me, a female. Yeah, they was gonna lock me down and shut me down and close the door, but they did throw away the key. But God seen favor. Who seen favor? God seen favor. Let me tell you one thing else. God is not gonna change the conditions of the people until the people change what's in their hearts. Yeah. You heard me? And I mean that. And I'm telling each and every one of y'all who wearing shirts, who holding signs, don't let it stop here. Yeah. Keep going. Keep going. Who said keep going? Harriet Tubman said keep going. Keep going. When you see them in the woods, keep going. Keep going. Don't stop. Teach the babies now. This is the time to teach the babies. Yeah. Our future, our tomorrow. Teach them now. This is time. This is the time. That's right. Yeah. Shut it down. Shut it down. Shut it down. 37 years in God seen favor, okay?
37 years.
37.
Niecy was in for 37 years. We got to show her some real love. She got out last year. 7 years. MDOC kept her in 7 years over her sentence. 7 years over her sentence, right? All right, come on. We're going to bring up our next speaker.
How y'all doing this afternoon? I'm Taylor Turnage, the newly elected Mississippi State President for the Youth and College Division of the NAACP. I'm excited to see all of y'all here today. It shows that we have support for our members in the penitentiary system today. So thank y'all for coming out. We're here today to speak for them, for us, and because we know that the criminal justice system was built to break us, tear apart families, and keep us in poverty. As a young black activist, I work every day with students at Tougaloo College, Ole Miss, Jackson State, Russ College, Alcorn State University, and Mississippi State University to talk about issues in the community and work outside of the school walls to make a change. This is who we are. We are the youth. We organize the schools, we organize communities for racial, social, and economic justice. Mississippi has a proud, long history for activism, and right now in 2020, during national elections, Supreme Court rulings, we must make sure that MDOC doesn't get lost in the national narrative, that this rally isn't just a moment, but an escalation of a movement that recruits new volunteers and helps us win for our brothers and sisters inside. We want to shout out Jay-Z and Yo Gotti for stepping up and bringing more attention to this issue and for highlighting the local and statewide organizers and leaders to do this work for us. Showing up in mass numbers is power. Speaking up is resistance, and taking action changes the world. It has been said there are human rights so deep that we cannot afford to negotiate them. I agree. Let's not negotiate our liberation.
Shut it down. Shut it down. Brothers and sisters, we're about to wrap up for the day. But before we go, I wanted to say a few things. What's going on in Parchman is inhumane, correct? What's going on in Parchman is actually illegal, correct? And they say if you do the crime, you should do the time. So the question is, who should be doing the time for the crime at Parchman? I think it's Tate Reeves. The governor needs to do some time. He says Parchman should stay open, so maybe he should go. That's right, brothers and sisters? About 60 years ago, Mississippi was the cradle of the civil rights movement. Mississippi transformed America. Right? Mississippi transformed America. We stand in another moment, the same moment, for Mississippi to transform America again, to transform the new form of slavery, the new form of oppression, right? And it starts at Parchman Prison, brothers and sisters. What we didn't tell y'all today was that y'all was coming on a freedom ride. You thought you was coming to a rally, but you was coming to ride for freedom. That's what you did today. You rode for freedom. So when they ask you, where'd you go today? What did you do? You tell them we rode for freedom. Because tomorrow we're going to have to ride for freedom again. Next week we're going to have to ride for freedom again. We're going to have to ride on Mississippi. We're going to have to ride on America. And we're going to have to ride on the governor. Shut it down, brothers and sisters. And I want to introduce Tamika Mallory, who will be our last speaker today. Y'all give it up for her.
I really don't have much to say. We came here to uplift the local voices, and they did their job. They came with a message that was clear and concise. And I just wanted to thank each and every one of you who thought it not robbery to get up this morning and travel from school, from work. You left your kids or you brought your kids here, and it matters that you showed up. The brothers and sisters who are locked up all over this state, they know that you came here today. Give yourselves a round of applause for showing up. Because how many of us know that sometimes all you have to do is show up? It's just show up. I represent an organization that I'm a co-founder of. 3 of our co-founders are here by the name of Until Freedom. And our brother, Mysonne Lennon, named us Until Freedom. He chose that name because until freedom, we will continue to show up wherever our people are hurting. And I will say this as we end this program and get folks back to their homes safely, to their schools, and wherever it is that you came from, that we came here during a sacred week. We came here during a sacred week, not just an important week, but a sacred week. Why is this week sacred? Because this week we celebrated Dr. King's birthday. A high American honor, not a high black people's honor, a high American honor that we celebrated Dr. King this week. And I know there are some who didn't join us today because they said, why should we be standing up for prisoners? Why should we stand up for people who have committed crimes, some of them? Because we also know that there are some of our brothers and sisters who are locked down for crimes that they did not commit. And we must uplift them as well. But people asked us why. I saw it on social media. How could y'all be going to march for those people? Why them? Why not do this other work? Well, those are the same people who celebrated King this week. And that's blasphemy. It is completely wrong, and it is blasphemous to celebrate King and question why we would stand up for the most vulnerable people in our society. You are a hypocrite. If Governor Reeves went anywhere to celebrate King this week, he is a hypocrite. You do not deserve the right to stand in the name of Dr. King if you do not go inside the prisons and the lows and the valleys of our communities. Dr. King once said he did not want to be known just for the Nobel Peace Prize that he received. He did not want to only be known for the speeches and the great marches that he did. He said he wanted to be known for visiting people in prison. And that is our responsibility here today, brothers and sisters. We came here with a high calling and a high honor. Wherever our people are, whether it be locked down or on street corners or in strip clubs or even selling drugs, even those who have taken lives, we have a responsibility to lift them from the bottom. Because as Reverend Jesse Jackson once told us, the bottom is actually the foundation. And we are standing on the foundation of America. We built this country. We built this state capitol. We paved the streets that you're standing on today. And brothers and sisters built the plantation that is Parchman Prison. And so we say, since we built it, shut it down. Since we built it, shut it down. Since we built it, shut it down. We must shut it down.
Shut it down.
We also, my last point, we wore some shirts here today that said, fix it. Fix your prisons. And we know they need to be fixed. But the history of the state of Mississippi and the Parchman plantation tells me that it can't be fixed. Our sister said earlier today, it can't be fixed. The history of systemic racism is too deep. And white supremacy is running rampant all up and down Mississippi, and it's had its capital at Parchman Prison. So you can't fix it. You can fix it in the meanwhile. But ultimately, you must close Parchman, because we must close down the racist history that has existed and reigned over our people for too long. So if the new governor wants to do what is right, and if our state legislators, because we cannot let them off the hook, too many were not here today. Too many were not here today. So if they want to do what is right, they must join these local organizers in closing down the racist, violent, abusive history on this soil. You cannot keep people in a place where they have already shed blood as people who were brought here in chains. And so it must be closed down. And that is the message today. We must close not just Parchman, but we must close down any area in our community that continues to perpetuate violence against us. Thank you so much for coming, brothers and sisters. Go in peace. Let's bring up Rukia, Miss Sharon, Danyelle, all the leaders. I think are we having another speaker?
Yeah, just one person. We got CJ. Go ahead, CJ.
Hey everybody, my name is CJ Page. My husband was incarcerated, and about 8 years ago, I decided that I needed to do something. So I started coming up here and finding out who my representatives were and what we were going to do about it. Sometimes it was just me and 2 other people. So thank you everybody for coming out from all over to help us, because really, you get tired after a while when you're out here by yourself. So I want to thank y'all for coming out and showing up, and I just pray that y'all just keep on, and we cannot get off of their throats. MDOC needs to be held accountable. This corruption has been going on for far too long, from EPS on, okay? So we already know that. What do we have to do? How do we fix it? What's the solution? Shut it down. Second of all, what's our solution? You voted for these people. These people represent you. Is this what you guys want? No. So I don't care where you come from, how you speak. These people represent you, and you have the power. You have the power to walk into that building right now and make appointments with your representative. So I want y'all to do that. Go in there, talk to your representatives, and hold them accountable. And when it's time to vote, look who you're voting for. Look at their track record, not what they're saying. So thank y'all, and shut it down.
CJ said some important things, and it's important for us to know our people power to change the political circumstances that we are existing in. We are going to wrap it up because we've had a long day. Y'all been on y'all feet. Y'all traveled a long ways. But we have to close out properly. Yes. We have to close out properly. So we're going to close out hearing from a couple of folks who lost their whose loved ones were either lost or are still incarcerated. So I'm going to pass it over. We got 3 people who are going to share a few words. And then my amazing comrade, Ashley, is going to, Wood Henderson is going to come on up and close us out in song. I thank you all for being here. I know people behind closed bars. Thank you. I want to shout out the Mississippi Prison Reform Coalition and all its members, all of us. Thank y'all so much. I want to give thanks to Until Freedom, to Rock Nation, to everyone who helped put this together to make this happen. Thank you. We love everyone. We love you. We appreciate you, and our people inside are smiling today because of you. Come on up, families.
Hey everyone, my name is Bree and I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana. I'm here representing because I didn't hear many people talk about children of incarcerated parents. My father served 23 years after being wrongfully convicted in Angola State Penitentiary in Louisiana, so there's Parchman everywhere. Angola is still a plantation, so I'm here to speak on behalf of the children of incarcerated parents, and I'm right now implementing policy in Louisiana to create rights. So if you don't like something, fix it, and that's what we're doing.
Hello, everybody. My name is John Oliver. I'm representing here my son, John Oliver. He's incarcerated in Parchman for cell phone theft, everyone. Armed robbery of a cell phone theft. But my biggest thing is saying here, Tate Reeves has been in office already 8 years. So don't tell me you don't know the conditions of Parchman when you already deputy governor when this nonsense was going on. This ain't just started. This crap been going on for years. I'm 55 years old. I used to be scared to come to Mississippi because I live in Memphis. Tennesseans didn't want to come to Mississippi because we're scared to death to come down here. Now you understand why people are afraid to go across state line in Mississippi because you're worried about this nonsense going to happen to you. Now, I want to say one thing, young lady, told my time is limited. As a child growing up, my mom once said to me, there's no love like a mother's love. I see nothing, majority of nothing but women, but us men, we need to be seen and heard when we come speaking about our loved ones, everyone in prison, everyone that's anything. Us fathers and grandfathers, we got to come on, we got to get with it. We got to talk about our loved ones that's in this system. We got to talk. We just got to be behind our women. We got to be up front, guys. We got to show up. I didn't want to come today because I drive a truck. My wife told me, baby, you got to come. That's right. But I had to come down here and say something, let it be heard, because us men, we got to stand up and let these people know that we're not afraid.
Hello, beautiful people. My name is James Hannah. I have a son, Joshua Hannah. He's incarcerated. He have a mental illness. And y'all, look, I've been dealing with this since 2017. And let the word be said, the truth gonna stand before a lie any day. And let me ask y'all a question first. Are we family? Yes. So what I'm saying is that means that we can talk about each other, right? Yes. The NAACP was the first person that I took my son case to. When I seen them railroading my son, Detective McNeil, I don't care about calling no name. If they gonna incriminate my son, let their name go down too. Now, this detective, John McNeil, whatever his name is, McNeil, he been holding on to my son's medical reports for 3 years. And the judge told him to send him and let him have a medical evaluation. In order for him to protect him, he's downtown, in order for him to protect himself, in order for him to stand up and be in his right mind to defend himself. Guess what? They haven't done that yet. And guess what? And not only that, his first public defender was Bridget Morgan. Like I said, I don't mind calling no name. They took this woman off his case because they said there was a conflict of interest. Joshua Hannah. So justice for Joshua Hamilton. But anyway, God is God, and if we don't, and when they raise their hand and put their hand on that Bible and say they doing the will of us, that's when God stand up and show them that they're a lie. So we need to be careful about who we give our sacrifice vote for, because our people died for that vote, and we just can't give it to these jokers. I don't care if it's Chuck Way or who.
My people, you think they're going to shut it down just because we asked nicely? Do you think they're going to shut it down because we came and we conquered today? Well, let me tell you, I didn't come to Jackson to help you. I came to Jackson to stand with Jacksonians as they fight for themselves. And that's what happened today. What Jackson also taught me is that people don't rise without our work, that we actually have to do something. And the way that they reminded me every day that I've been in Jackson about how to do that is that you've got to educate people, you got to agitate somebody, and you got to organize and build people power. That's what Jackson teaches us every day, has been teaching us for decades. So I'm going to say, what are we going to do to make the people rise? Y'all are going to say, educate, agitate, organize. So I'm going to say, what we going to do to make the people rise? Y'all going to say? Now listen, if you can't make me believe that you believe it, then how the hell are we going to make them believe that you believe it? So when I say, what are we going to do to make the people rise, I want you to make a commitment with me. Can you make a commitment with me today? That you will educate your people. That you will let every waking person know what's happening at Parchman Prison. That you will share the fact sheet that has the list of demands, including shutting that thing down. That you will agitate these people and our folks that ain't doing nothing about it. And that you will organize to build the base of power that we need to turn that thing over. So if I say, what are we going to do to make the people rise, y'all going to say? If I say, what are we going to do to make the people rise, y'all going to say? If I say, what are we going to do to make the people rise, y'all going to say? If I say, what are we going to do to make the people rise? Let's get our people free, good people.
So we're going to close out, y'all. And we have a beautiful piece of artwork by Sabrina Howard. I'm sorry. Sabrina did this piece while we were standing here. So let's bring it up so people can see it a little bit. And thank you. All right, y'all. Free to land. Free to land. Free to land. Smooth travels.
No. No, we will not stand here in silence while they take the lives of our brothers and sisters.